breeze in the ambience. I got a ring to think then again. I'm such a winner, I'll win again. Some think I'm a Viking or maybe a wizard. I feel like I'm both when I'm in the ring. Victory brings serenity. I give him a three-piece, that's for the three-peat, and then I leave with the trinity. True baller got all the amenities. All the others just wanna be mini-me's. Haters mad when they in my vicinity.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the King Closers Formula. I am the King Closer, RJ Bates III. What a beautiful time of the year it is. It's one of my favorite times of the year. It's the time of the year where everybody phones it in, literally punts the last 6 weeks of the year. It's holidays. We got all the excuses as to why we're going to phone it in, not achieve the results that we set out for ourselves. So today we're going to talk about how you can close the year strong and carry that momentum into 2025. The reason why I said this is one of my favorite times of the year is not only because the competition likes to fold and make it easy on us, but also just because it is that time of the year where it's the holidays. We got Thanksgiving coming up, Christmas, New Year's. I love this time of the year. It gets cold. Listen, I'm from Texas. It's normally hot and humid. We like it when it gets cold. Weather changes. Look, I get to wear hoodies. Again. So it's hoodie season around here. But it's time for us to spend time with family. Kind of think back about all of the accomplishments that we have had over the past, 11 months this year, and be grateful for a lot of the opportunities that we've had. And so it's not only about what we can achieve business-wise, but it's also important that we do prioritize spending time, resting, relaxing, spending time with our family, and being grateful for the opportunities that we have now and moving forward. So that being said, with today's topic, it's going to be based around how do we accomplish that? How do we accomplish spending time with our family, enjoying the holidays, still succeed, and not be too lopsided on one or the other? Because I think that's like one of the biggest parts of this conversation is, so should we not be focused on business and be spending time enjoying the holidays, or should we do both? And I've always been a firm believer. As an entrepreneur, it's one of the sacrifices that we do have to make. We do a lot inside of our business for freedom of time, financial freedom of choices on what we're going to do on a daily basis. And today's topic is based around that. Like, first and foremost, you need to have an idea of what you want the next month and a half to look like inside of your business and inside of your life. I was looking at it earlier today. We have 32 working days left in the year after today. Okay, 32 days. Now that's giving us obviously Thanksgiving, Black Friday off, Christmas Eve, Christmas, and then New Year's Eve and then New Year's Day off. Okay, so 32 days left in this year to either achieve your goals or also to set up the momentum for 2025, right? That's not a long time. I mean, that's essentially 6+ working weeks, okay? That's pretty difficult to achieve the goals if you haven't already gotten there. And the thing about the time moving forward is basically whatever we accomplish in the next 6 weeks, we will reap the rewards in 2025. And what I mean by that is majority of the time when you contract the property, it's going to take you somewhere around 30 days to close, right? So if we were to acquire a property in early December, it's probably not going to close, and we're not going to receive that revenue until 2025. So this is more about finishing the year strong to set up the momentum that you're going to have in 2025. And I've always prioritized this time of the year because one of the things that I've noticed is, especially early on in my career as an entrepreneur, is that January was always one of the worst months that we've had. Well, that was also because of the actions or the lack thereof that we took in December. and we kind of excuse ourselves, right? Just like we got done talking about the election. What's going to happen with this election? Are buyers buying? Are they going to continue buying? Does whoever wins the election, does that impact us? Well, the message there is you're going to find a way to win no matter what. You have to, right? Well, it's the same thing here. Holidays come and go. They're always going to exist. November's always going to be Thanksgiving. Christmas is always going to be, or December's always going to be Christmas and New Year's. We're always going to have to navigate around this time of the year. So it's very important for us to go into it and not be like our competition. We don't want to become the I'll get serious on January 1st type of people, because that is a real thing. You might be thinking to yourself, well, that's not me. I don't think that way. Well, I can promise you, the people that you're competing with on a daily basis absolutely do think that way. There are plenty of people out there that it's like, hey, that especially that week between Christmas and New Year's, that is a week that the majority of people do not put in a lot of effort. So let's specifically look at the calendar here so we can start making some game plans on what this coming 6 weeks is going to look like. All right. So bringing up my Google Calendar here. Here we are. It's November 12th. Look what we've already had to navigate around, right? We already had to navigate around Halloween for some of us that have kids. That was something that we had to navigate around. Okay. Then we had daylight savings time, or daylight saving times ends, okay, which throws all of our schedules for a loop. Then we had the election. Yesterday we had Veterans Day. And then coming up here in 2 weeks, we've got Thanksgiving, which always falls on a Thursday, which then inevitably also leads to people not wanting to work on Black Friday, okay? Then when we look in December, okay, Christmas and New Year's are following on a Wednesday. This is always the worst day for the holidays to fall on, because as a business owner, you're going to be navigating around people taking off time to be with their families, either some on Monday, Tuesday. Of course, we're not going to work on Wednesdays, maybe some on Thursdays, maybe some title companies, lenders, buyers aren't going to be working those days. And we obviously can't close deals on the weekends because title companies and banks are closed. So this becomes real tricky at the end of the year here. All right. However, it does set us up for success early on in January and how we can close a significant amount of deals to start off the year. All right. Now, when we look at the calendar going back to November, one of the things that I've always done when we talk about the end of the year is making a plan on what does this look like workday wise, what days am I going to take off, and how am I going to capitalize on the days that I am going to be working. Okay. So for us, one of the things that we've always done is we do work the Wednesday before Thanksgiving. Okay. Now, prior to getting to Thanksgiving, finishing this week strong, next week, full effort, right? I mean, everybody's going to be given full effort the 18th through the 22nd. Okay. Because when we're talking about 32 working days, right? 8 of those days are in the next week and a half. So 25% of our working days are in the next week and a half for the rest of the year. Okay. So it's very important that the next 3 days and next week, full-blown effort. We do always work the Wednesday before Thanksgiving. We take Thanksgiving off. We make Black Friday optional, okay? Some people will come in, some people won't. We give them the option. The office will be open. But realistically, if you want to take that time off to be with family, you can, okay? So that's our plan inside of November as far as how we're going to allocate our resources and taking time off. Now, in December, the beginning of the month is extremely important because we know it's going to be an absolute shit show at the end of the year, okay? First 3 weeks, of course, people are going to be wanting to take time to do certain things, okay? And we want to allow them to do that. But we really need 100% maximum effort during these 3 weeks because come the week of Christmas, I mean, this is difficult to navigate right here. Probably going to work Monday, and then Christmas Eve, more than likely a half day. Okay. Come in, wrap your stuff up, be prepared, take Christmas Day off, and then we'll be back the 26th and 27th. Normally, I like to give the 26th off. However, with it just being in the middle of the week, it's just too long of a period for us to not be touching base. We have too many important things inside of transactions and communications that need to be touched base on. So we're probably going to work the 26th and 27th. And then for us, New Year's Eve is always a day that we do work on. We do like to try to wrap up a little bit early so people can go enjoy themselves and celebrate New Year's that night, but we do work. So that's how we're going to personally navigate the calendar there. You guys need to sit down and you need to look at it from a business perspective. How are you going to navigate that? There's individual schedules where some people might need to take a day off because of family arrangements or availability, of course. But from a business perspective, you need to know when your business and what hours your business is going to be open. All right. The other thing is from a wholesaling perspective. Okay. I've always looked at the holidays, and, holidays can bring financial cash constraints and time availability issues. Okay. And what I mean by that is it's the only time of the year, unless you just have some strange situation where maybe you have multiple anniversaries or birthdays or something like that, where you're spending as much money as you're spending on the gifts that you're going to be giving during Christmas. Okay. I know majority of people spend a lot of money on Christmas presents and shopping and showing their love through gift giving around Christmas. Okay. And this can bring a pretty significant cash constraint on people. Now, you might be looking at it and saying, well, I'm financially shrewd. That's not me. Well, it's not just about you. Okay. You can look at that and you can say, hey, what the holidays brings from a cash constraint and an availability issue, that can either be considered a problem for you that you need to overcome, or the other way on the wholesaling side is it could be an opportunity. And this is one of the things that we've seen over the past decade of wholesaling is the holidays sometimes can be an eye-opening experience for sellers, where they realize that they are in a tough spot and they do need to sell their either an unwanted property, maybe a vacant property, maybe it's the home they're living in. I will say majority of our deals are not owner-occupant deals. It's normally something else where it's like, hey, maybe we attempted to flip a house, or maybe we had an extra property. Maybe it was their first property that they converted to a rental property, and now they're like, hey, we want to cash in some of our equity. Whatever that situation looks like, I have seen financial burdens become an opportunity for wholesalers around the holidays. Okay, so what does that mean for us? It means we don't need to be phoning it in for the rest of the year, because these motivated sellers are going to find someone to be their solution. It's either going to be you or it's going to be someone else. You have a responsibility to yourself, to your family, to your business, to your team, to your dreams, to be that solution. So make sure that you are available for these motivated sellers, that you continue doing the same things in November and December that you're completely willing to do in August and September. Okay. Make sure that you are putting in the time and the effort and the energy into lead generation and acquisitions during this time of the year, because whatever you do, that's going to spearhead the start of your 2025. Several years ago, we had a pretty good November, but we were still at the point where we were kind of riding the roller coaster as a wholesaler, right? We would acquire a bunch of deals, and then acquisitions would slow down because our focus went away from acquisitions and it moved to dispositions. And because of that, when the cash came in, we didn't have anything to close. So cash went out, bank account went down, then we would close more deals. And that's what I mean by the roller coaster. Basically, our bank account looked like a roller coaster. Well, we had a pretty good month. And as deals were coming in early December, I actually changed all of the closing dates to the first couple of business days in January. And it was amazing because we crushed it in December as far as acquisitions and dispositions went. And it ended up leading to us starting off the first week of the year with over $100,000 in closed deals. And I'll never forget that feeling because at the time, I mean, it still is to this day, but at the time, I mean, especially, it was a significant amount of money. And it just felt so amazing to look at the goals that we had set out for ourselves and to start off the year. But without the effort that we put in early December, we would not have had that to start off that new year. That's the opportunity that exists in front of you right now. The effort and the energy that you put in over the next 32 working days for the rest of 2024 is your opportunity to spearhead to your goals that you have for 2025. So whenever you're thinking about, next year's goals, if you have not already written those down, you need to start thinking about it, because literally the actions to achieve those goals are starting right now. It's that time. Like, we are at the point where whatever we are doing today is going to start impacting us achieving and having that momentum to achieve those goals in 2025. Okay. The other thing is when I talk about setting these goals and achieving them and understanding that there are going to be less people going after deals. We have seen it where the competition phones it in. There's less competition for us moving forward. And one of the most common questions that I get from people, especially that are new to wholesaling, is wholesaling oversaturated? Now, I don't believe wholesaling is anywhere close to being oversaturated, especially in comparison to where we were in 2021. But there is competition. However, that competition is going to go down over the next 32 working days in 2024. And it's an opportunity to be that solution for these sellers. The other thing is these sellers, they have these issues that come up. And I will never forget, there's this one particular property that I acquired in Jackson, Mississippi. And I acquired it. It was tenant occupied. The tenant, upon me purchasing the property, vacated the property probably, 2.5 months after I purchased it, left the property in really bad condition. I moved in a new tenant. They lived there for about 6 months. We had to evict them because they were not paying. And now the property was even in worse condition. And this is in Jackson, Mississippi. There wasn't just a ton of value in the property to begin with. We purchased the property for $5,000, okay? And it was tenant occupied. So that gives you an idea of the lack of value on this property, okay? So I found myself in a position, now this is prior to us having investor lift and an investor base and all of these different dispo tools. And really, we had only expanded out to like 4 or 5 different states as far as dispositions goes. And I was in the shoes of being the motivated seller. Like, I wanted to just offload this, and I was even willing to sell the property to a wholesaler. Like, I just wanted to get my $5,000 back and move on from the deal. So I remember Googling "need to sell my house fast, Jackson, Mississippi," and getting all of the carrot sites and all of the PPC ads and all of that, and filling out all of the forms. and not getting any callbacks. And let me tell you, being in the position of the motivated seller, the only thing that did was motivate me even more to find a solution. Now, in this circumstance, the wholesaling community in Jackson, Mississippi sucks so bad that I never got any callbacks from any of the forms that I filled out. I never got a solution from our quote unquote competition. I just went out and I found another solution. And I eventually seller financed the property. I think I sold it for $15,000 on a note, and I'm still getting paid on that note to this day. The moral of this story is a motivated seller will only become more motivated as time moves on. And they will keep going until they find a solution to their problem, which in my circumstance was getting rid of that property. The same thing is going to happen over the next 6 weeks. You have to find a way to be that solution, make yourself available. The other thing is momentum is absolutely real. Like, this is the catalyst right here where I am telling you, with over a decade of experience, the next 6 weeks, our competition is phoning it in the fourth quarter. Like, they're punting. This is the 2-minute drive at the end of the game to win. We don't punt. Okay? We're going to go win the game. That momentum will carry over inside of our wholesale operation into 2025 and spearhead us to having a great January and an even better February. Because that is a consistent trait. We have really good Januaries, and then magically, one of our biggest months, year over year over year, is always February. Now, why is that the case? It's the month with the least amount of days. So why would February always be one of the best months? The momentum that comes with the fresh year. Okay? You're in the year. There's a mental thing that comes along with this where we are excited about it being a new year, a fresh start, fresh goals. If you finish the year strong and you start off January with that momentum, and like we did that one year where we had a 6-figure week to start off the year because we backlogged some of our closings. And literally, we're talking about January 2nd, 3rd, 4th, $100,000+ inserted into the bank account. That momentum carried into having an absolute monstrous February. That is what I want to see from you guys. And the only way that you're going to get there is by planning out the next 32 days that you have available to gain any sort of momentum inside of your business. Okay? The other thing is this is also a potential negative. If you do find yourself not finishing the year with any sort of momentum, you can absolutely set yourself back. This can be pretty crippling to that mindset of it's a new year, here's my goals, and then you start off the year and immediately, especially if your brain works the way mine does, where I reverse engineer stuff and I say, all right, if I have a goal of, $1 million this year, how much does that mean I have to make per week? And then week 1 goes by, we didn't make it. Week 2 goes by, we didn't make it. Now we're 2 weeks behind. It can be mentally crippling to start the year. So this is an opportunity for you to gain momentum, but it's also an opportunity or a potential to set you back, especially when you get that clean start to 2025, right? Here's the new goals. Here's everything that we want to accomplish moving forward. If you don't carry that momentum in, then it absolutely can set you back. All right? And here's the other thing. We talked about this last week, but I don't know if you guys have paid attention since the election results. Personally, I was excited. The person that I voted for won. I know that there are a lot of people that are not happy. However, I'm very happy at the results of the election across the board. All right. Here's the thing. This is a great opportunity for us as business owners. Financially speaking, we're already seeing things improve. And I absolutely think that we are on the cusp of an absolute bull run in the real estate market. And we are going to see things come back that we had previously under Trump and under his administration. I think that this is an absolute massive opportunity for the wholesaling industry, as well as other industries. But just speaking about our industry in particular, this is a great result for us on the business side of things. Everything else that comes along with the election and all of that, I'm not here to speak about that. I'm just saying, financially speaking, for real estate investors, this was an absolute monstrous win. And I think it's going to make a huge difference for us moving forward in the year. So that's exciting from a business owner's perspective. All right. Now, as I was talking to my team about this video today and how to serve you guys and bring you value, I got to ask a question. Were there any stories or times over the past decade that there's something that you could share that you did in November and December in the past that made a huge difference? Okay. I started thinking to myself, and I shared the story there about the backlogging the closings in January. That was one. And there's other smaller individual stories, but you guys know I love live seller calls, right? Live seller calls are my thing. Back in the day, before I used to do live seller calls all the time, this is after the initial 50-50-50. So I'd done 50 days of live. This is probably my second ever live seller and first ever closers cage match that I did with Aaron Bevins. Now, we were so excited. We were working with Speed to Lead, and I was excited to go live with Aaron Bevins. You guys know I love Aaron. We have a great time together. It's just always a ton of fun. And, of course, he sucks at closing, so I always win. So why wouldn't I love going live with Aaron, right? He makes me look amazing. And this is the first time I was ever going to get to do it. And, Speed to Lead had come up with this idea of the closers cage match, because it was 2021. I had just won my first ever Closers Olympics just a month prior to this. And we decided to go live. Well, we looked at the calendar, and being the typical cleaners that we are, we said, we'll go live December 23rd. So we went live December 23rd, the night of December 23rd, which, when I say we have 32 days left in the year to work, okay, do not hinge your entire December goals on what happens the night of December 23rd, because it's a difficult night. That's a difficult one. People are phoning it in. They're watching Home Alone. They're watching A Christmas Story. They're stuffing the stockings, okay? They're cooking the turkey. They don't want to sell their house, all right? But we did it. And so what I want to share with you guys is my close. We went live for 2.5 hours. And I don't think I've ever shared this outside of the live. I don't think I made like an individual video around this. This was a ton of fun. Like I said, we had Liam and Gene on there, and it was me and Aaron, and a ton of fun. So I share with you, not only do I preach, hey, you got to end the year strong and do this or do that, I practice it as well. So going back, just like I always do, I've got proof. Here you go. A live close on December 23rd, at like 7 p.m.
That's right. Wait. Unmute RJ.
Is he muted? I didn't mute him. He's muted himself.
Unmute yourself, bro.
And I'm really flexible on this.
I was like, why are y'all talking over this guy? He called me back.
Down there, beautiful red-haired gal that's younger than I am for a year, and I'm just almost 70 years old. So I'm motivated.
This is in Oregon, bro. This is you.
Plug it into your program. I'm willing to take
It's the last call too.
a $450 or $475 down payment, and then take the rest at the end when you fix it and sell it. And you can give me a schedule on what you'll give me on that at different sales prices. That's fine.
Just so you guys know, what I just did there was I signed someone's check, their bonus check, before they were leaving for Christmas. That's how raw this live was, baby. I'm signing the Christmas bonus check while I'm closing the deal on the live. Good times.
Fine with me.
Right.
Or you can say, well, we'll give, a lump sum of this on sale. But I do need $475 or so.
That's also me drinking spiked eggnog. We were full on in the Christmas spirit here, but I already know I'm closing this deal. I'm absolutely getting this contract signed right here and there. I don't care if it's Christmas or not, baby. This one's getting signed.
Out of immediately that as a down payment.
I like that first number you threw out. How much was it that you wanted just cash?
Oh, well, I think I told you I wanted to get $750 out.
I thought you said 700.
Well, 700, I might take that too.
Because I think I'm ready to send you over a contract right now for 700.
Really?
Yes, sir.
And that'd be a lump sum up front.
Well, if you sound too excited, I might have to lower it down to 650.
Well, no, I'm just asking, is it a lump sum up front?
Yeah, cash sale.
You know what? Send me over the document for at 700.
All right, hold on one second. I'm going to send it over to you right now.
And how
We
long
gotta
will it
verify
take
this is a
to
deal.
execute
Yeah,
that?
exactly.
Get my construction loan paid off.
Let me ask my guy Patrick right now. He's actually from Portland, and he knows how long this is taking us right now. How long is it taking us? Was it Chicago title?
Chicago title 30 days.
30 days?
30 days.
Wow. I need the money quicker than that to pay off the construction loan.
It's
But
not a
that's
deal.
just how long it's taken title companies. I mean, there's nothing that I can do about that. That's how long it's taken them.
Maybe less.
I mean, we can push to make it less, but I mean, it's just I gotta get the title commitment back. And
Company out here that we can get it through quicker with.
because this title company, because I'm going to cover the closing costs first and foremost, so you don't have to cover any of that. And this is, I mean, dude, I'm basically like an owner of this title company. I mean, they do whatever I tell them to do. So I'm going to call them on Monday and I'm going to say, hey, listen, this guy's got to get this shit done faster. So we'll try to get it done in 21 days. But I mean, I just can't make any promises. I mean, we got Christmas, we got New Year's that we have to overcome. I mean, there's a lot that's going to be happening over the next 30 days. So, I mean, I can push to try to get it done faster. But I mean, this title
Give me
company.
some background information real quick.
Sure. What would you like to know?
I bought this as bare land and built this house on it.
Oh, he's going to give us
And
background.
there's been
I thought he wanted my
title
background.
searches made by local title companies in the last 5 years on it.
Okay.
And of course, when I had the recent construction loan, they did a title search.
Okay.
And that was only a year and a half ago.
Right.
So it's not a complicated title. Does that make sense?
It is. It does. It makes sense.
And that's why I say, heck, out here, usually they get them through within a week or so. So that's why I say I could give you a name of a title firm.
Well, things have changed pretty significantly over the past year and a half with COVID and things like that. I mean, it is right. I mean, it's going to depend on the title plant. It's not the actual title company itself. They all have plants that they're pulling these commitments from. But like I said, I mean, I want to get this done.
You give them a call and tell them how quick can you do this?
Well,
if
I'm
you're the
telling
boss-
you because I mean that's we're actively closing deals all the time. I mean, I can tell them to try to put a rush on it, but I mean, there's only so much that we can do with a third party and any third party. So I mean, I can push to get it done as quickly as possible, but I just don't want to make a commitment on my end when we're talking about a third party's their end of the bargain.
Yeah, I understand, and I'm not trying to give you a hard time. I'm under the gun. I've got a balloon payment.
When's it due?
Construction loan people have figured out that if they can seize this from me, they'll make $600,000-$700,000, and they've had several losses lately, and they're after trying to seize this property.
Right. Well, when is that due?
Well, I'm past due on the balloon payment, but I made some payments and they worked with me.
Okay.
But they said at the end of this month they're going to try to cut foreclosure paperwork at the end of this month, and I'm told that takes about 2 to 3 weeks. So you see why I was saying if we can do it by the first week of January after New Year's, and that's why I'm willing to sell this thing so much undervalue,
Right.
is because of that. Does that make sense?
Absolutely. Well, okay. Now hearing this, I mean, how much do you owe on the construction loan?
I actually owe
Hello?
payoff on the construction loan is going to be about $410.
Okay. I mean, I believe surely if you went to them and you said, look, I've got a contract and we're set to close, mid-January, they're going to be willing to work with you. I mean, I'm going to be honest with you. Lenders are not in the business of foreclosing. They're in the business of lending money. So
I know it, but this guy has figured out he can make a quick $500,000 off of this. I talked to him earlier. Well, I actually talked to him last Friday and told him that I had somebody that was going to do a rent to buy agreement with me,
okay.
and that I could arrange the money to go into escrow and pay for the construction loan of what they were going to pay me on the rent, and they were going to buy it for $1.25 million. And they said, we don't care. We're going to foreclose at the end of the month. Does that give you an idea who I'm dealing with?
It does. I mean, listen, the only thing I can do is get you this agreement over right now. You sign the agreement. We'll get it to title tomorrow morning. We'll tell them the importance of what's happening, and we bull rush this as much as possible and try to get it done before the end of the month. I mean, it's a possibility that we can make that happen. We'll stay in active communication with you. I mean, but the first thing that we got to do is get escrow open, and I can call my title company in the morning and tell them the importance of getting it done. But if they can't do it, then we can absolutely call around to as many title companies as we possibly need to. I mean,
like that thought. Well, I'll tell you what, why don't you email me that thing right now? It's going to take me a while to read it, and I want to read it. You know what I mean?
I do.
And why don't we touch base tomorrow morning first thing? And that'll give you time to check with the title company. It will give me time to have read it, and we'll know where we're at. How's that sound?
I mean, it sounds okay, but I mean, we're talking about tomorrow is Christmas Eve. I mean, I was not planning on coming in the office, but here I am talking to you right now, and I'm willing to make some stuff happen for you. I mean, we're talking about this is a 2-page document. I mean, I'd love to be able to read it together. I don't want to feel like I'm pressuring you, but man, you're asking me to swing a $700,000 purchase, in the next in the week between Christmas and then New Year's, and so I want you guys to
first and foremost, listen to how I'm overcoming the objection of, he wants to take the time to read the contract. And I'm actually leveraging the fact that it's Christmas and that him wanting me to do business around Christmas and the holidays is I'm using that to my advantage here to get him to sign the contract. To be honest with you, I haven't watched this since I performed it live in December 23rd of 2021. That this is actually very risky what I'm doing here, because it can come across as being pushy. But this is coming from a place of a lot of confidence and understanding that his motivation and his pain, it needs to match what I need on my end to be the buyer. And so when I talk about being the buyer, and really understanding the seller's pain, this is what I'm talking about right here. And then on today's topic, in how do you close 2024 strong? Like, leverage where you are in the time of the year to your advantage, just like I'm doing here.
I'm saying, all right, I can make that happen. But I'd like to just let's get this moving,
Well, yeah, and it sounds like you're going to do your best to get it swung by the first of the year.
Right.
And it'd probably be better for you to get that money out of your funds by the end of the year.
You're absolutely correct.
Yeah. So what you're telling me is, if I sign it tonight and execute it,
correct,
that you'll do your best to get it done next week.
That is correct.
That sounds pretty good. And what I'm thinking is, if you're doing your best, it won't take much past the first of the year to get it done.
That is correct.
Well, that ought to be soon enough that they can't foreclose on me, because they have to send me a letter. You've probably been through that.
Yes.
They have to send me the notification and give me a few days to pay it off.
Correct.
Okay.
So here's the deal. I just emailed you the contract.
Okay, I'm sitting in front of the computer. Let me get it up. Okay, there's my email. What email address did you mail it to?
I sent it to.
There it is, Titanium Documents.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'm clicking on Review Document.
Okay.
All cash transaction. And you're buying this place as is, right?
Correct.
You're saying closing on 1/14, but we expect to do it quicker than that, right?
Honor before. Yes, sir.
Oh, yeah, it does say honor before. It's Chicago title. Okay, it says the contract is contingent on inspection.
Correct.
How are you going to get an inspection done?
Not an inspection. Like, I'm going to come out there and look at it. We're going to come see it. I got to make sure, there's actually 4 walls there standing, I
have actually got inside and outside pictures and a lot plating showing floor plans that I could email to you right now.
Well, I'm saying I still want to come out and see it, But I mean, listen, I'm not going to go through all this to cancel. I don't mess with people's lives. You have told me your situation. If I didn't think I was your solution, I would tell you that. I've already told 5 people tonight, I'm not your guy. I'm telling you, I'm your guy. I can get this done. So, but I'm gonna expect to come out and see the property.
Yeah, if you see the property, you'll know.
Tell him to Google you.
Than what I'm telling you.
Right.
One thing is, this place I've done all the inspections on it, but they haven't given me a certificate of occupancy yet. Does that change it?
No, we'll get that taken care of. I just need, listen, the main thing for me is we just need to get escrow open. I need to get my guys out there to take a look at it, determine what we're doing, and get the title company to get us a title commitment so we can get your loan paid off before they foreclose. That's what's going to happen.
That is what I'm looking for, sir. Well, I'm sitting here thinking about this mulling on it right now. And with $700,000 up front, and you telling me good stuff, wow.
Merry Christmas. Let's do this, Wendell.
I understand. I'm twisting this thing around. Let me read one other part. Okay, I was reading the defects, and we're good to go there. Okay, we're good to go on the judgments.
I see you, Kenneth. Nice script.
There shouldn't be any problem with lock boxes or anything like that. I can meet you here if you want to do a walkthrough.
Right. Okay, sounds good.
And the way you're buying it all cash up front, you're going to be in possession of it, nothing flat, before you get a contractor in here.
Correct.
Okay. Risk of loss.
That's just in case the thing blows away before I can buy it.
This place is indestructible. It's 160 cubic yards of reinforced concrete.
I know. I'm writing a check for $700,000 for it. I know.
Yeah, and I didn't tell you, it's got modeling by a professor of earthquake engineering showing it would withstand a 9.0 earthquake with no visual damage.
Nice. It's my fortress.
And all of the electrical is in conduit.
Love it.
Can I get you to give me 25 more thousand?
No. No.
Well, let me ask my helper. I have somebody that says if I DocuSign this now for 700,000, you'll try to have it done before the first of the year, and it's all the cash up front. Think we ought to do it?
I think if that's where you're headed, then yeah. If he's going to do that by the first of the year and you got it in contract, absolutely.
Well, you heard what the advice was to me.
I heard it. That's a smart woman right there.
Well, she's not my woman. She's a helper. But,
She's smart,
good helper.
right?
Okay. When are you going to fly out and look at this place?
I got people there ready to go. We'll probably be out there Monday.
That's not a problem. I'll be here and show them through it.
There you go.
Okay, I've got it initialed. I've got it signed. Let's see, you want a phone number on this?
I know. That's silly since we're talking on the phone.
Logistics, that's all.
What's that?
Logistics.
Okay, I've got the phone number in there. All I got to do is click finish. I do like this for $700,000. At least I'll get $300,000 cash when I walk out of this place.
There you go.
And I am so tired of being here.
There you go. Just click finish.
I clicked finish.
There you go, Wendell. All right,
he
buddy.
told me to log in.
No. It's done. It's done. It's signed. It automatically takes you to that screen.
What was your name again?
My name is RJ Bates.
Well, RJ, I signed it and hit it, and it's probably coming back to you as a done deal, isn't it?
Yes, sir. All right, Wendell. You have a great Merry Christmas, and we'll talk to you. We might call you on Sunday just to get things set up on Monday, but we'll definitely be in contact no later than Monday. Okay.
That sounds good. Thank you.
All right. Bye-bye.
That was a good call, RJ.
My favorite part is Aaron's reaction there at the end. So to reiterate, I'm sharing that video with you guys. That was December 23rd, 2021. We went live for 2.5 hours. It was difficult. I'm not going to lie. There was a lot of people that were not answering the phone. It was hard for us to make connections. However, we obviously talked to a highly motivated seller, right? What seller bucket would that seller fall under? Highly motivated, price was right. We were able to get the contract signed right there on the live on December 23rd. And again, the moment that I really want to point out to you guys is I actually leveraged the fact that the holidays were coming up into getting him to sign. You want me to close this as quickly as possible around Christmas and New Year's and all of this. No, I cannot give you the time to go review this for 24 hours or any of that. I need you to do it right now. And because of that, we were able to get the deal signed the day before Christmas Eve, the night before Christmas Eve. So moving forward for the rest of the year, like I said, to reiterate, you have 32 working days left in the year. Whatever you do during those 32 days is going to set up the momentum that you create for yourself moving forward to achieve your goals in 2025. And it's going to be the start, the revenue that starts in 2025. The majority of the deals that you're going to acquire in December will close in January 2025. And so it's important for you to finish the year strong. Tori actually thought that was live. Tori, I appreciate that. That means my face has not aged in the past 3 years. I think I need to do an entire video based around my lotion procedure on making sure that I don't age. Because I mean, the only thing that's changed is I've got a little bit of a tiger stripe going on over here of gray. Outside of that, pretty much looks the same. So yeah, listen, guys, plan out the rest of your year. Take that action. Do not be like our competition. Do not punt in the fourth quarter, in the 2-minute drive. This is our time to finish the year strong and gain that momentum. I love it. Today has been a great day. I woke up this morning, 4:30 this morning, got my son out of bed, took him to his hockey academy, spent 2 hours talking on the phone with my partner, Nick Robbins, about just life, business, plans, preparing for how we're going to carry momentum into 2025. Onboarded the 7th class, the election class at Titanium University. Super excited about them. Awesome group of individuals that got onboarded today. I can hear an implementation call going on right now inside of Titanium University with Justin and Garrett. It's just been an awesome day. And like I said, 32 more days to finish the year strong. I believe that deal actually was originally assigned for $50,000. And then we did have to renegotiate it. Buyer did have some issues. I think it ended up either being 25 or 30. Cameron says, I have a deal. I need help finding a buyer. He already put EMD down for another property and closing day coming in 3 weeks and don't have many hits. You already put EMD down for, I don't know what you mean by he already put. So you had a buyer and you put EMD down on another property. Cameron, you can send the deal to jv@titanium.investments, or you can also comment on here on where the property is located and see if there's someone else on here that might have a buyer that can help you out. You put an EMD for another property to move to. Gotcha. The seller's moving. Whew, yeah, we got to get on it. Yeah, I would comment what city and state it's in. Maybe there's someone on here that has a buyer that could go. If not, you can send it over to us so we can take a look. But that being said, appreciate you guys. Appreciate all the support. If you got value out of today's video, give it a like. Appreciate all those likes. Means the world to me. Helps boost that algorithm, baby. Does anyone have any Dallas buyers? We absolutely have Dallas buyers. So, Taryn, if you want to send that, Lyerly, Georgia. Cameron, let me look at that. I am not familiar with that city. So let me look real quick and see how many buyers we have. The other thing, Cameron, that I would say that you could do is I have a video on how to find the best cash buyers on my YouTube channel. It's utilizing Privy. I would absolutely recommend going and watching that video. Really could help you out. Dustin, email jv@titanium.investments if you have a deal that you want a JV. We'll review the details, and if we agree with the numbers, we will send you a JV agreement. All right. How many buyers do we have? It's coming up. It's taking a minute. 5. 5 buyers in Lyerly, Georgia. Now, let me see about the county. It's a town in Georgia in Chattooga. Chattooga? See how many buyers we have in the county. It's 13,528. So it's obviously in a small town in a large county. Some of those could be statewide buyers. But yeah, Cameron, if no one hits you back that they have buyers in that location, you can absolutely send it over to jv@titanium.investments, and we'll take a look at it and see if we agree with the numbers. All right, guys. Appreciate you. Like I said, give us a like. Tomorrow, Cassie's got a video about what happens after you get the assignment signed. You get a signed assignment. Your job's not over. You got to get the deal to the closing table. What happens? She goes through the entire process. Yes, it's a 50-50 split. We go through all of that in the email process, but all of our JVs are 50-50 splits. All right, guys. See you guys tomorrow.